Another word feature I want to talk about today is page breaks and section breaks. Now, kind of a pet peeve of mine that students who just press enter until the text is on the next page, and while that works, it can also cause a lot of problems for you. So I've got kind of a generic research paper pulled up here, and I want to take a look at page breaks. I do have something called Show Hide turned on. It's this little button here on the home ribbon. It's a toggle, and it shows non-printing characters. So if I press enter, it puts that little paragraph mark. And I want to talk to you about why we use page breaks versus pressing enter. So let me go to the end of my document, and I know that I want to have a works cited on a new page. I'm done typing, or I think I'm done, but I haven't done my editing. So I'm going to press enter and press enter and press enter and a couple more times. Okay, now my works cited is on the new page. Okay, well that's great, except I decided I left a few things out. So let me go ahead here, and I'm going to add, just add another paragraph or two. Okay, so I've added a couple paragraphs now, and what has happened to my works cited? I actually added just the right number of paragraphs. So, okay, it's shifted part way down a page, and so it's moving around, and that's what pressing enter will get you. If instead of, let me back up here. Okay, get back to where I was. If instead of pressing enter, when I know I want to start my new page, I insert, and that's on the insert menu, a page break. Okay, I'll get rid of that extra enter there. Now my works cited is on a new page, and if I come up here and add some more text, okay, my works cited is still always going to be at the top of the new page. It makes your life a whole lot easier, and it's as simple as a click of a button on the ribbon. Another area that is pretty cool feature actually is something called a section break, and I'll demonstrate that up here. We've got section breaks let us have different formats on different parts of our document, and you enter them on the page layout. Okay, under breaks, you have page breaks, you have column breaks, and you have section breaks. And section breaks, there's a couple different ways you could do it. Say, for whatever reason, instead of being a research paper, this was a newsletter, but I wanted that information at the top. I could insert a continuous section break, and then I could put this into columns. So I could tell that to be 2 columns, and everything after the break would be 2 columns. Okay, so I'd have part of my document, there is all the way across the page, and another part in 2 different columns. I could have portrait versus landscape. I could have different headers in different sections. I could have a page border in a section. So anything that applies to a page document, if I put it in its own section, it can have its own formatting. So that's a pretty nifty feature. And the other type, continuous, is one that just means the break's on the same page. Next page break puts the break on a new page. Okay, so that's kind of a again, great tool that not everybody is aware of. We'll take it back to that. Headers and footers are another area that people sometimes struggle with, and you add them by doing insert and then header. And a header is text that appears in the margin of your document. Okay, if you want it to appear at the top of every page, you just insert your header and you can type your text. So if this was an MLA style paper, I would be typing, my last name, and then, if I could spell it, and then the page number. Now, if I type the number 1, okay, and this should be right aligned, so I will go to my, we'll just right align it that way, okay, back to my design ribbon. If I just type the number 1, first of all, let me show you what happens with that. So I go there, my second page, oh, that's still page 1. My third page, oh, it's still page 1. So obviously we don't want to do that. When I add a page number, or a header, you can see over here I have a page number button. Now, I do want the page number at the top of the page, but if I do that, okay, and just a plain old page number, it deletes the header I have and just puts that, which isn't ideal. So instead of doing it that way, I just tell it current position, pick a plain number, and it will add the current page number, and you can see When I go to my next document, it's page 2, page 3. Word's really smart, and it can count for you. Another couple cool things to know about headers. Let's jump back up here. Let me take that back to left aligned. You can do different things. So if I wanted my name, and this isn't MLA, but name at the top, I wanted the date in the middle. I could use date, and I could tell it insert date and time, and pick a, let's pick a format, okay. And I could press tab again. Let me go ahead and, oops, type. There we go. So I could add that. So I could put the header, and pressing tab once centers your text, pressing tab twice right aligns it. So that's something else. And using the date button as opposed to typing the date stamps it so that it will always have the current date. Okay. And now while we're looking at this MLA style document, let's go ahead and talk about formatting a works cited page. So I'm going to go to the end of my document. Control N is the shortcut for that, in case you didn't know that. And I've got this works cited here document. Now, when you are formatting a works cited page, the sources need to be, first of all, double spaced, just like the rest of the document. So that should just be automatic if you set up double spacing. But it also should be formatted with the 1/2 inch hanging indent. To do that, you need to select your sources, and then use the paragraph dialog box launcher, and under special, under indents and spacing and special, choose hanging. 1/2 inch is the default, so you can click OK, boom, and you've got your sources. Hanging indent simply means the first line is at the margin, everything else is indented 1/2 inch. And it looks kind of funny, but you use that with page number, or with numbering, headers and footers primarily. And then you also need them sorted, which is actually, if you use hanging indents, like I showed you, instead of pressing enter and tab, which is the other popular way to try to do that, if you use hanging indents, then you can use the sort button to sort the paragraphs. Make sure it says text. I'm not sure why that one came up dates. Okay. And then it will sort my list in alphabetical order based on the last name of the author. Okay. Yeah, so don't press enter and tab. And let me kind of just show you here, in addition to what I was talking about with that. If I press enter and tab, and then I go back and I go, oh, I left the title out, I need to edit this, then the name of this was things that you didn't know about Facebook. Okay. Now look what happened. Okay. Now I have it messed up because I had that enter and that tab, and if I delete it, okay. And it defaulted to hanging indent because I already had it set up. But you see what happens. You make editing changes, then you have to go back and fix them. If you do it simply with hanging indents, you don't. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop right there because I think that's getting a little bit long.